All right, guys, and welcome to another episode of Streamers in Depth. I have a very, very talented and a very amazing man, InkedReaper, with me.
Oof.
Inked used to be somebody that I watched over on Mixer when I actually made that hop, and now Mixer is no longer. We do have Ink over on Twitch now, which is nice to see him over there. It's nice to pop in, say what's up. He's a very funny and great guy, so make sure you guys go give him a follow. And Ink, one question I have for you, man, is like, how was your transition from Mixer over to Twitch? Was it something that you were kind of nervous and worried about? Because I know you had a really huge following over on Mixer. Did it make you worried that you were going to be coming to a whole new platform and starting all over pretty much?
Yeah, honestly, Johnny, I was scared to death. I was, man. That was actually probably one of the most depressing social media posts I ever made. When I heard that it was actually going to be shut down, I woke up like I normally do. I turned the battle station on. I jumped on YouTube, and the very first video I saw was Mixer is shutting down. That was the title of the video. And I was like, no. And I hit play while I'm trying to get the rest of the stream and stuff set up. And sure enough, they had announced that they were going to be shutting down. And this is primarily what I do for a living, you know? So, and like you said, I did have I had a really good following. Great community, man. A lot of great support. And I was in the middle of filling out my my paperwork for partnership. So yeah, it was one of those things. And I, you know, because of I had some surgeries, I had some health things going on before and during all of this. So knowing that I was going to have to come to Twitch, make that transition, and have to reach at least affiliate in order to, you know, start monetizing the channel, it was super stressful. It definitely was. I made a social media post on Instagram that morning, just letting the community know, hey, come through, talk to me. I don't know what we should do from here. Let's figure it out. And pretty much spent 2 hours crying on stream with about 70 people hanging out with me that day. And we were all just we were all upset together, you know, trying to figure out what the move was going to be. It had to be Twitch. Facebook for me was just not an option. YouTube at this point, even, you know, just was not an option. You know, Twitch, when it comes to just streaming, you know, Twitch right now is king. You know what I mean? So Twitch,
Top dog.
Yeah, exactly. And so Twitch is what made sense, you know. So yeah, so we made the jump. I did not wait the full month. Mixer was giving everybody the month. I did not wait that month. I said, you know what? I said, we're going now. We're going now. I had a Twitch account that I used to use a long time ago, just for back in the day, Call of Duty tournaments, little things like that. But I was never a streamer. I used it for moderation purposes. So I had that account. I fired it up, man. I switched everything over, and that's where we went. And it was super scary. The one thing that made it easier for me is that I am blessed beyond words with an absolutely amazing core community, right? And literally my entire core community that was always in my stream and supporting and hanging out and chatting on Mixer, literally every single one came to Twitch and is here and has been here, you know, and until now, you know. So seeing those same people in chat, those same people showing support, talking to me, popping in every day, hanging out, that made things much easier. You know, a couple of days in, and I was kind of feeling okay then. You know, it wasn't, the fear kind of went away at that point. And I was like, all right, I felt confident then. I was like, you know what, this is going to work. We're going to be okay. You know,
Yeah, that's good because I do remember when that was actually happening. I think I left Mixer before that happened. I went back to Twitch, and I did think about a couple of the guys that I watch, and you were actually one that popped up in my head. I used to watch Bearded Hannibal. He was on there as well, and I was like, God, I wonder where Ink's gonna go because I knew that they partnered with Facebook Gaming,
Right.
and
right.
I tried Facebook Gaming. That's such a weird place to be because that's just it's a social media place.
Right.
I still to this day I can't really watch a stream on Facebook for some weird reason. I think it's the whole seeing people comment or follow. It's like their actual name and like their profile picture. Yeah, that's just weird to me.
I think it could be okay. Something like Facebook could be all right. But I think they really need to they would need to spend the time, the man hours, and the money into having a true live streaming edge to Facebook. You know what I mean? Where you weren't like, and you're right, like all people's regular names coming up and things like that. Like, I don't know, man. And Facebook is super strict. You know what I mean? Super strict.
Yeah.
That was another thing for me, was that with Facebook, man, I see people on my regular Facebook page getting banned, put in Facebook jail left and right for little things, opinions and things like that. And I'm like, do I want to take the chance of streaming there? I'm wide open. I'm rated a mature channel here, so we cuss and we don't get disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Or we stay within the rules, but we're pretty loose here. You know what I'm saying? We're adults, and then we talk about things, and then we cuss, and we have a good time. But I just did not feel that Facebook was going to be that spot. If I was a little more of a laid back kind of guy, really just kind of focused on the game, was a more chill person, I maybe would have given it a whirl. And then who knows from there. But
more like a Shroud, because I mean Shroud, everyone goes for his gameplay.
Yeah,
his
he could go anywhere. Yeah, Shroud could go anywhere. Literally, you could put him anywhere, and he would just fit. You know what I mean? Somebody like that would just fit right in.
Right.
But like you've seen it, man. I get hype, I get loud with chat. You know what I mean? And we got dono guns that we set off when people do donos, and we money everywhere. We're hollering and yelling and having a good time. And I don't know, man. It's I just don't know that Facebook is there yet, and one of the biggest things, Johnny, was from just a business standpoint, right? You've been in the game for a while, man. You know that we do this because we enjoy it. It's fun, right? But
correct, yeah.
There's not a single person streaming anywhere in the world that could honestly look at you and go, yeah, I love streaming and I don't ever want to make $1. you got to make money to live. You have to pay bills and buy equipment and do things. You need money to live, right? We all do. So, we do this because we enjoy it, but you got to make money. Twitch Twitch is now unless you're working another job. I probably should have said that. If you're working,
that's what I do.
Yeah, if you're part-time streaming, podcasting, something like that, then people are probably, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you'd probably love nothing more but to be able to do a morning show, an evening show, something like that, a few days a week, like full time, and be able to pay your bills and live comfortably, without having to go to a job, another job, and so that's what I meant by that. You can have that on the fun end if you work somewhere else. If you enjoy where you're working and you're making money and you enjoy the time that you get to spend, and it's just that, and it's a hobby, hey, more power to anybody that's making it happen, But anybody who wants to do this as a job, I'll say that, who wants to be a full-time streamer, podcaster, radio personality, whatever it is. You got to be able to put the time in. Along with the time, you have to put yourself in a place where your brand means something out there in the world. So for me personally, anytime that I've mentioned live streaming to people, even when I was on Mixer, people are like, oh wow, yeah, you stream on Twitch? And I'm like, no, Mixer. And they're like, and some people were like, oh yeah, I've heard of Mixer, or so, and then a lot of people were like, what's Mixer? You know, and then you had to explain it.
I thought Mixer was a pretty decent platform. I think
I thought so too.
If they put a little bit more time, and you know, when like Ninja and Shroud came over, I was like, all right, now Mixer's got some fucking big time guys coming over here. And I thought next one for sure, you know, was Dr. Disrespect. He always had a little thing with Twitch. So yeah, like I get what you're saying on that. And like to me, I love working my full-time job. I've always done it. Streaming's always been kind of a side gig to me.
Right.
And it was really, really interesting. I was watching one of my old streamers in depth that I had where I actually got flipped around and I was one getting questioned on podcast. And it blew my mind that I'm kind of on track at the moment to where I got asked, where do I see myself in 5 years? And am I still streaming on Twitch? Am I going to try to go full time on it? And my answer was, you know, I see the streaming platform for myself was more along the lines of, you know, how it all started was I got in some trouble, had DUI. You're a Wisconsin boy, shit happens like that. And I couldn't go anywhere. And what do I love to do? I love to entertain and I love to help people, you know, whether they're feeling bad, like they don't have anyone else to talk to or not. I love doing that. And streaming was always going to be that stepping stone into podcasting, to where I said, I want to go down to maybe 2 days of streaming and focus so much on podcasts and get as many videos out as I can. And that was in the 5-year plan. And that's kind of where it's going.
Right.
And I really do like that because it gives me the opportunity to still go to work every day. I get to meet new people every day. I work with truck drivers, so I get to meet all these amazing new people, and they're always looking for things to listen to. And I was like, hey, I have a podcast, you know, if you want to come check it out. And they've checked it out, and they're just like, hey, man, it's actually pretty good. So I've enjoyed not doing full time. And I had a ex-girlfriend. She thought it was the weirdest thing ever because she was actually sitting in on one of my streams, and some guy came in and was like, hey, man, you do this, or if you win this game, I'll sub to you. She thought it was the craziest thing that I said, hey, dude, I appreciate the support. I don't need you to sub to me because times are hard right now. And I understand what people are having issues with money, but I just appreciate your support. I appreciate the follow. And that's all free, dude. So that's all cool with me. And like, she gave me like the biggest look, like, this is what you want to do for a life. And I was like, well, hold on a second. I enjoy this. All right. I enjoy this. I don't know if I could do it full time. And people that do it full time, you're amazing. Holy shit. I enjoy playing video games as much as the next guy, but I tried to sit down and do a 12-hour stream once, and I was not having it.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, stuff like that's tough, man. It's I mean, you know, a lot of people in my community know. I know Blitz for sure knows. My average stream time on Mixer, before Mixer was getting ready to shut down, my average stream time on Mixer was just under 14 hours.
Oh my God.
That's what my streams averaged. And sometimes I had streams that were 15, 16, 17 hours long. And it wasn't
you get a stretch though, right?
Occasionally. Yeah. You know, I mean, bathroom, you know, and, you know, with snacks and, you know, and back and forth and, you know, moving around. So yeah, you know, I definitely didn't stay planted for that long. That's for sure.
You're not pissing in a jug underneath the desk or anything.
And I drink so damn much too that you know, the bathroom trips were plenty. So, but yeah, it was, and I didn't feel that, oh, in order to be successful or to grow, I have to stream this long. I just enjoyed it. You know what I mean? I really enjoyed having the people come in and hang out and talk with me and and have discussions and learn about what they got going on in their lives. And, and they'd ask me, it might be a question about a stream or how they might grow, or an equipment question or something, and it was just like, so I enjoyed really just hanging out with the community. It wasn't really about, I would get bored playing the games, but I would keep going because my focus wasn't really on the game. It was on chat. You know what I mean? Right. So that's what really kind of kept me going.
Isn't that such a great feeling? Like when you find something that you just truly love.
Oh, it's amazing. It really is, man. My parents come into my chat. And my dad has, he's agreed, when, we're in here, if I'm just chatting or something. And I've always my entire life kind of been the entertainer, right? Okay. So no matter where I went, no matter what I was doing, I never tried to be the center of attention, just kind of was, right?
Loudest guy in the room.
Yeah, but not not to a point where it was like, notice me, I'm a jerk off. You know what I'm saying? It was just when I came into a room, people noticed me. You know what I mean? I don't know how really else to say it. It was just I don't know. I call it lucky, call it blessed, call it popularity, or whatever it was. I was just that guy. I made people laugh. You know what I mean? I was always that comedian, man. Like if we were sitting around in a group, you can best believe that I'm going to have some people in tears. Like it's just going to happen. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to pick up on something and then I'm going to run with it. And then there goes the fucking night, man. Sit back and grab the popcorn, and I've always been that way. We'd have little family, like pig roasts and barbecues and pool parties and things like that. And, my parents would be, come here, and here, do that little thing you do for these guys so they can see it and sing this and do that. Like, so I was always just kind of this in different ways, and this just a very wide open, confident entertainer, so this ended up being perfect. Honestly, this ended up being probably the perfect job. Like I don't think there could have been a better job for me than something like this.
Well, I can say definitely what got me right away when I was watching you is you do have the voice. I mean, you got that golden streamer voice that, by God, fucking people sit and listen.
It's one of those things, man. It's I don't know. Some people, I guess, I guess to a degree. Some people have a very, very natural, what a lot of people call radio voice. Right. And then a lot of some other people get it through equipment. And some people, no matter what they do, they don't have that specific, just that voice, and I don't, aside from listening to myself back, because I'm me, so I don't see it like other people see it. I don't hear it like other people hear it. When I hear myself, when I watch a VOD back or something like that, I hear clean audio, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to make sure that my audio is clean, but people all the time are like, wow, that guy's got the radio voice. And I'm like, it's the equipment.
What was your job before full-time streaming?
Let's see. Before streaming, I was an owner in a vape shop in North Carolina.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Yep.
I actually, there's times, because I used to vape. I actually had me stop smoking for like 3 years, and then ended up, getting back on the smoke train. We had a little situation where I ended up in the hospital and almost died in the hospital. I was there for like over a month.
Oof.
And yeah, dude, it was horrible. I had this weird infection in my leg, and they had to take it out, and they had to do surgery on me. They do emergency surgery, and it was the dumbest fucking way to pretty much almost die. So I go in there, and I thought I had a hernia, and I was like, oh fuck, dude, like this is not good. It's like on the inside of my inner thigh, and nurses coming in, and turned out that it was from manscaping. It was ingrown hair, I guess. Oof. And they had to cut it out, and all of like the antibodies they put me on, and after the surgery I felt fine. I wasn't in pain anymore, but I could not take a piss. I couldn't do anything, and I had all these doctors coming in. They're trying to figure out what the fuck was going on with me. So I'm in this hospital for over a month. So I'm not smoking cigarettes, I'm not doing my e-cigs, I can't do any of that. And it turns out like my organs were shutting down.
Damn.
Yeah,
of all the things that could kill you in life, shaving your balls almost took you off this planet, dude.
It's the most embarrassing thing. Like when I tell people, like, yeah, I almost died in the hospital. They're like, well, how'd that happen? I was like, dude, all right, I guess I'll tell you. But yeah, it was from a fucking ingrown hair.
Good God, I was trimming up the pubes, man, and then all of a sudden I almost died.
Yeah, pretty much what it was. And every nursing student in Eau Claire, Wisconsin has seen my junk. And there was days where I was proud when I woke up, and then there was days where I'm like, don't take that cover off of me.
It's the same as it was yesterday. Please just leave it alone.
Yeah. And it sucked because it was every morning a doctor would come in with all these nurses and be like, this is the one that you guys are going to be treating. But it was kind of cool. I got to know a lot of great people and a lot of great nurses, and they actually, if they were on a different floor, they would come up and visit because they're like, hey, we just want to come in and check on you. I'm not working the floor, but you know, we enjoy having you here. You're a guy that we can come in and you joke with us, and you make our day, you make us laugh. And my coworker sent me this big ass thing of chocolate, and I couldn't eat. Like I had no appetite or nothing. I was like, you guys, anytime you want chocolate, dude, you guys fucking take it. But yeah, every single nurse there has seen my wiener. So it sucked when I'd go out to the bar and I would like, oh, she worked on my floor. Oh, fuck, they've all seen my fucking wiener.
You were definitely the talk of the bar.
Yeah, I was definitely, yeah. And I'd have them come up to me like, oh my God, we haven't seen you in so long. I'm like, yeah, just, it's better down there now.
Good Lord, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, so you said you were in the hospital a lot, dude. Like, what was going on? Everything all chill? Like, what was happening with you?
So yeah, I had I ended up with which I knew that I had. It's called diverticulitis. So in your intestine, you get like you see like a water hose, and it sits out in the sun, and it gets the little like a bubble in it from the water sitting in there, like the pressure build up, and it gets like a little bubble. Well, that's kind of what goes on with your intestine, right? And if something gets stuck in there, and doesn't flush its way out, it can get infected, and then it swells that whole section up and screws things up. And then if it gets worse, it actually punctures and leaks just shit throughout your fucking system. So that's what happened.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
How long did you have to be in the hospital for?
So I went in roughly November 16th of, what would that have been, 19? Yeah, 2019. And I pretty much was in the hospital from then until almost New Year's. Because they sent me home like a couple days here and there to try certain things. They put a drain to try to drain it to see if we could avoid surgery. I was scared to death, so I did not want surgery. I was doing anything I could to try to avoid that shit. So they put a drain, some staples, and I had a drain tube hanging off and this little bag that I had to, hang off my shorts, and they'd send me home for a couple of days. The pain I literally couldn't manage the pain at home. I couldn't. So I'd have to, I'd end up back. And then, yeah, man, sitting in there pretty much just not eating, not doing nothing. And eventually it got worse. And they were like, this is just not working. Antibiotics are not working. We're going to have to do the surgery. And, so I was like, okay, so what am I looking at? And they're like, well, if we go in there and the tissue, if we can cut out the bad section and the tissue on the other sides look good and are healthy, we can put you back together, and then, you have to heal up, and then, and then you should be good to go. I was like, okay. And I was like, well, what's the other end of that? If the tissue's really bad, you'd have to have a stoma and an ostomy bag. And you would have to have that for 6 months, a year. And then we'd go and open you up again and reverse it, put you all back together. So they were able to use the robot for the first surgery. I had one big incision down low, and then literally like 14 or 15 different incisions all around my stomach where they were going in different areas with the robot. And they were able to take the section out, put it back together. I got out after I know I had spent all the holidays, Christmas, New Year's, everything in the hospital. After New Year's, I was home. Probably the last week of January, I started streaming again. I started getting back on and streaming. Like, I felt okay enough to be able to sit, without the staples and just like being really crazy painful. I was able to sit for a while. Streams were slow for about a week to 2 weeks. I would be able to stream for 2-3 hours. And then I just couldn't handle it anymore. Chat was, my community was really good. They're like, man, go rest, don't, we're here, we're not going anywhere. And, so I was, so they were a big help with that. But I would, I'd go rest. And then the next day, if I just wasn't feeling it, I'd let people know that, guys, I'm sorry, I'm just not feeling it. Again, everybody was super supportive. And then really like first week of February, I was pretty much back to normal. I wasn't yet, but I felt pretty good. I was back to 10, 11, 12 hour streams. We were chugging along. Everything was pretty good. I was like, all right, we beat this. And March 15th, 13th, 12th, something like that rolls around. And I was sitting here, I was on stream, and it was like somebody hit a switch on me, and I was like, whoa, I'm like, what in the hell? I mean, I felt bad. I'm white in the face, and chat's like, whoa, Reap, you okay? And I was like, man, I don't know, man. And I've had a kidney stone before, and I really thought it was a kidney stone. I'm like, dude, I think I'm passing a kidney stone because this is not fun. And I said, guys, you know what? I said, I'm going to give me like 15 minutes. I said, let me run up, jump in a hot shower for a minute and just kind of see what's happening. So I put on an intermission screen. I went upstairs, took a hot shower, stayed in there for a few minutes, letting hot water kind of beat around like where my kidneys are and stuff. Just, I didn't know what it was. Came downstairs, sat down, and it was getting worse. I'm like, chat, I said, I got to go. I said, I'll keep you all posted on what's going on. My fiance got home, and I said, I gotta go. I said, we have got to go to the emergency room. I said, I don't know what's happening. By the time I got to the emergency room, the pain was unbearable. And I'm a pretty pain tolerant guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes quite a bit to get me where, especially if you're going to get me to tear up from some pain, I gotta be close to death. You know what I mean? Right. And I was laying in the emergency room and waiting for doctors and then all this back and forth shit. And man, I'm going to tell you what, I was on that bed and I didn't want to be one of those patients that was just kind of like, somebody help me, I'm dying. I was that guy. Like, I literally couldn't help it. It hurt that bad and it was getting worse by the minute. And I didn't know what was going on. I really didn't know. So they did a CT and some x-rays, and this doctor with just no kind of bedside manner whatsoever, I'd have loved to whoop his ass. He come in and he's like, well, bad news, it's back and it's worse than the first time. I said, you've got to be kidding me, man. And right away my mind went to a very dark place because I was scared to death with that first surgery. Super scared. And I've never been cut open like that before. All the other surgeries I've ever had were nothing crazy, like, you know what I mean? Nothing like where you're being cut open, you know what I mean? Right. So my mind went to a pretty dark place, man, for a little while. I was definitely having some bad thoughts. Some bad thoughts, man. The rest of the doctors, had come, taken a look at some things, and they're like, yeah, you pretty much, we really don't see an option outside of having to literally open you up this time for surgery. No robots, literally opening you up. And chances are pretty good we will not just be able to put you back together. You're going to have a stoma for a little while. Which that sent me down a darker road because I was not looking forward to that either.
Right.
So they got the pain kind of half-ass under control. I stayed in the hospital, and I think it was on the 20th, I think it was March 20th. I had surgery again. And that time, like, that sucked, man. I mean, a big incision, like just straight down my stomach, straight through my belly button, dude. Just straight. I mean, they filleted me open, man, like a damn fish. So I woke up all stapled and stitched and just feeling like Frankenstein that was hit by a bus. Freaking bag attached to me, dude, and it's been a rough road. Straight. I mean, that's all I can really tell you, man. It has been a super rough road. And I have one more surgery. As soon as this COVID crap calms down a little bit, I will set the date for what is hopefully my last surgery, where they'll go ahead and put everything all back together for me. And, and then, get back to feeling like my normal self. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's rough, man. And a lot of it, when I first came home, I had no plans on telling chat and then like my community what was going on. You know what I mean? Like they knew that I had stuff happening. They knew I was sick. I was embarrassed to tell them what I came home with. You know what I'm saying? There's no other word for it. I was embarrassed, to tell people that, I got a bag attached to my stomach right now, it got to the point where a lot of everybody was being so supportive, and I'm pretty wide open with my community. You know what I'm saying? I really don't, right. I don't hide things, because I want that connection with them. I want them to know and to understand that I'm no magical guy because I'm on this side of the camera. You know what I mean? I'm a person like anybody. I hurt. I get upset. I get embarrassed. I get mad. I get sad. I cry. You know what I mean? Like I'm
natural human behavior.
Yeah, I'm not Superman. So I opened up a couple of different times, man, and told everybody what was going on. And again, everybody, hey, bro, that's don't be embarrassed. It's what had to happen. That had to happen to save your life. And after 6 months passes, you're going to be able to go and get all put back together, and then and you'll be fine. You're okay, and we're here for you, and I appreciated that, and I still do. But it's still, I rarely leave the house. Rarely leave the house, dude. Just because
when you say dark place, like what are you meaning on dark place? Like you didn't think you were going to make it through surgery, or you just didn't feel like you wanted to talk to anybody anymore?
I'll be honest. So my dark place, when I said I went to some dark places, my dark places were at that point, like, I'll be honest with you, I wanted to die.
Okay.
That's where my mind went. I didn't want to take my own life, and I'd like to think I never would. I don't think I have it in me, to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Mm-hmm. But it was kind of one of those things, like I would like to, whether the building falls on me or I get electrocuted somehow or something, something just take me. I do not want to go through the pain again. I don't want to go through the healing. It was It was the most miserable experience of my life. The absolute most miserable. My fiance, that poor girl, dude, if it was not the things that she did for me, and that she continues to do is beyond what you would think people do for one another. You know what I'm saying?
People amaze you.
I mean, after my first surgery, man, I literally couldn't even wipe my own ass. After the first surgery, when I was put back together, I because of it's my entire abdomen, bro, was staples. You know, so you try to turn that, you can't. You literally can't.
Right.
You know, so that poor thing, man. Talk about somebody just being there for you. She was there, and she did that shit. But the second time around, man, I was like, I closed my eyes that night in the hospital, and man, I prayed. I said, God, I said, you know what? I said, I love and appreciate the life that you have given me. I've done a lot of fun things, man. I've done traveling, done boat trips with my old man, learned a lot of things, man. I can take these hands and I can build shit. I've raised kids. I've won awards for photography. I've done so many things in my life, and I don't think that I can go through what I just went through and worse again. I'm like, please just take me. I'm going to bed now, and please just in the middle of the night, man, just take me away from this, please. Is that something that your fiance knew about? Did you actually sit and talk to her about that as well? At first, I mean, she knew right then that I was, sort of where I was. I don't think she really understood how serious I was. You know what I mean? I think she maybe at first kind of looked at it like, all right, he's going through a lot. He's upset. You know what I mean? So, I think maybe she thought I was kind of venting. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't think it had been a while before I really had broken anything down to her that I was super serious, because I still now have nights like that, where I just feel bad about myself. You know what I mean? I look in the mirror. I know that there's something going on out there in the world that I really can't go to. Bag hanging off of me. I never know when I got to get back to the house. It's just one of those things, man. You know what I mean? You never know if it's gonna make some noise. So it's like I can't. And so sometimes, I see that, and and I'm just like, I'm like, man, I'm like, again, I'd like, hopefully, man, I just, take me away, dude. You know what I mean? And I still get like that. I do. I still have those moments, I definitely do.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, it's normal, just human nature when shit happens like that. And that's one of the greatest things. Like when you see your community of like how supportive they are, like I've been in there too. And, I see the chat and I see the love that they have for you, and it's great to know, as someone that streams or someone that entertains, it's great to know that you have those people to kind of have your back and pick up your spirits a little bit,
right?
And especially when they understand that you're human too. You have a personal life you have to go through. You have your own demons that you have to battle, and it's a great feeling when you know that they're there for you. And that's one thing I always tried to focus on too, is I've had people come on my chat and like they're having their dark days, and they just like, hey man, like I want to talk to you about this. And I was like, hey, if you want to say it in chat, that's cool. We can do kind of like a group therapy session if you want. If not, you can always message me. I've had people message me some dark shit, dude, like really, really dark, or like something bad happened in their life, and to be able to sit down and actually help someone through it. And that was something I would struggle with, because I love helping people. I love helping them through whatever they're going through. And if I can, I would take any burden off of them and put it on me. And I see that as a flaw in myself, because I shouldn't be doing that. I got my own things I got to deal with, but I'm that type of person where I want to help.
Right.
And I've had
right.
people message me and say, hey, you know, I don't know if you remember me or not, but I just want to say thank you so much. You helped me through some dark time. And when you get a message like that, like my whole world just fucking lit up, because I was like, this is exact what I'm doing right now is exactly what I want to do, and that's help people.
Right. Yep.
So I mean, everyone has their dark days, and I wouldn't feel embarrassed about it, dude. I mean, all honesty, you went through hell and back, and here you are. You're InkedReaper. You're killing it on Twitch, dude.
Yeah, it's you know, I mean, my community has definitely, you know, like, and I've told them, you know, I try to tell them as much as possible, man. They are a big reason probably that I'm here, that I'm still doing what I'm doing, because I genuinely look forward to just spending my time with them, you know, when I'm live. You know, it's not about the game that I'm playing. It's about, hey, I wonder if Cure closed on his house yet. I wonder if Blitz ate that big ass sandwich that he sent me a picture of. I wonder if this guy went out and bought his new dog. I wonder if this guy got his new truck today. You know, I genuinely think about my community like that when they share things with me, and I'm interested to know, you know what I mean? So I look forward to seeing them, you know, and knowing what's going on. You know, I think it's great, you know, and just like you know, my community will tell you, I've told them numerous times, you know, I get the messages. Sometimes people put it in chat. Other times people will, you know, in the DMs or something, you know, telling me thank you for being here for them and doing what I do, and that I've helped people, and like, I guess I understand it, but at first it was kind of hard for me to understand that, right? Because I'm just here doing what I do. I don't necessarily put on a show, right? Like there's showy things I do for production value, but the person that is acting up on here is the same person doing the same acting up off camera. Right. I am that same guy. You know what I'm saying? I just let you guys in on it for however many hours I'm here, and then when I shut it off, Laura's got to deal with me the rest of the time. You know, acting like an ass. So it's one of those things. You know, God bless her. But
well, definitely one of the main reasons too that you're such a likable guy is you're not putting on a show. You're not putting on a fake persona.
Right.
Like I've seen some streamers, man, where it's such a fake show. And because you see them on stream, and then you see them differently, like either on their Instagram or anything like that. Right. They're a whole different person. They put up a video of themselves. It's like, why would you do that? You are a completely different person than what people are seeing.
Yep. Yeah. My, you know, the one thing when I started streaming, I kind of had just ideas of my own on how I wanted this to play out. If it was going to turn into some kind of career, I had ideas in my head of how I wanted things to be. And the one thing that I was not going to do was I was not going to be fake. And I mean that in a good way or bad way, right? So fake as in I wasn't going to come on and try to be a character. And maybe fake's not a great word for that. I don't know, but you know, like a Doc Disrespect, right? And I love Doc, dude. I think he's great. But
yeah, Doc is great.
I wasn't going to get on and try to be someone totally different than who I am to gain exposure or whatever it was. I was going to get on here and I was going to be me, and I was going to do me and speak my mind within reason, you know, within TOS and then things like that. But I was just going to get on here and I was going to be me, and people were either going to feel that and roll with me, or, you know, be like, oh, well, you know, he's all right, but nothing special, and go somewhere else. I'm not for everybody. You know what I mean?
The right people are going to stay.
Correct. And that's why it's not about numbers for me. I would trade, having 5,000 followers and 10 people viewing. I would trade that for 50 followers and 25 people viewing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Consistently. It's not about how many followers you have and things like that. I want quality people here. I do my best, my absolute best, to put out quality content. At the same time, and again, this could be a bad thing or it could be a good thing. I never let my mood, if I'm just kind of in one of those like just a blah mood, right? I never let that leak on chat. If chat's hype, I'm hype with them.
Correct. Yep.
But my normal hype level in general might be a little lower, right? But I will tell chat because I know it. I feel it. Chat, hey, I'm sorry that the hype level's a little low today. I don't know, man. I got some stuff going on, man. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, man. And I'm sorry that I might be a little today. You know what I'm saying? And again, and I think when you're honest with people understand that, and people can accept that. So there might have been somebody sitting there going, man, Reap seems a little off today. And usually people will ask me, hey, Reap, you okay, man? You seem a little down or something like that, But I just, if I have one of those days, being honest with people, again, I think it helps keep people around through those times, because they're like, hey man, there's poor Reap, and we were there for him today. You know what I mean? And
right.
And I think genuine people, good-hearted people, I think they take pride in that, that even in whatever little way, they were there for somebody somehow, some way, you know what I mean? So it's it's a give and take, you know what I mean? For when it comes to that, it's definitely a big help though, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
And people are able to read kind of the streamer's mood. You hop into a stream and you see a guy where he's just not having it today, and he's not talking, and he's not even paying attention to chat. He doesn't give a shit. So people can vibe off of that. And it's crazy when I've went into a couple people's streams, and it's just, I almost think to myself, and it's kind of maybe it's a bad thought, but I almost think to myself, like, dude, like, if you're having this bad of a day, like, what are you streaming for, right?
Yeah.
And it almost sucks the energy out of you as a viewer.
It will. It absolutely will. Yeah, it definitely will. I've seen that myself. And I'll be honest with you, I think that I've probably had a couple of days where it's been like that for some of my viewers. I'm sure I've had, but they stick around, and they stick around because I address it. You know what I mean? Right. I'm honest about it. You know what I mean? And again, I never ever let it leak out onto them. I'm always still interactive, but just my normal, I might be shorter fused in the game, a little, just kind of not feeling it. It's not going right, blah, blah, blah. And then just kind of, I let it get me down a little bit more than maybe it's, than I should. And, but again, I address it and I'm honest, you know what I mean? So, and I think people respect the honesty and say, hey man, hey, I'm not mad at you, Reap. I know what it's like to be aggravated, at the game and life, whatever the deal is, and, so, but if I was ever having a day like we were just talking about, where you're really just, man, your knob is just turned way down, I'm not getting on that day. Because who wants to see that? You know what I mean? Nobody wants to see me sitting here absolutely pissed off, absolutely no energy. Just, nobody wants to see that. And I'm not gonna try to subject anyone to that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Sometimes you need to just take a day. Sometimes you need to take a couple days. Sometimes you might need a week. You know, everybody's different. But you take those days, you unwind, you relax, you calm down, and then you get back to it, you know, the next day or in a couple of days or something like that, and you get refreshed, and then you get back on it, you know. But honesty, I think, is really the biggest thing, you know, with the community, because people, I think in general, especially when they come to a live stream, they're looking for, a lot of people, right? They're looking for a place to call home, right? Mm-hmm. They're looking for a channel and a community that they can actually feel part of. They can talk and share thoughts and ideas and processes and whatever with people. And then when you have a chat that's like that, and my chat is amazing that way. My chat is not cliquey in any way. You could be anybody, and as long as you don't come in acting like, you know, like an asshole, you will be treated with respect, you know, like, you know, right. Just like anyone else, because I demand it in this channel, because I give no warnings. You come in here acting like a schmuck, banhammer, goodbye. You get no second chances. There is no warning, like, hey, not here. If I look at it this way, if I have to warn you about what you're saying, I kind of don't want you here anyway. Yeah. Because the level of maturity in the people that I want in this community will just know how to act when they're here. Right. And that's the ship that I run. I could probably have another 20, 30 average viewers right now if I wasn't so quick at the damn banhammer, but I'm not going to let people come in here, even though they're not being nasty, so to speak, or really disrespectful. They're just borderline uncomfortable, you know, and I'm just not going to have that. I'm not. And it's not because I can't deal with it. I don't want my community dealing with it. I'm protecting them. This is, you know, my community really built this. I'm here doing my thing. My community being here is what keeps it all going and makes this community. So the least I can do is protect them from anything that doesn't fit. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then that's what I do. And I think I've done a really good job with that. And we've got, you know, the community that we have is solid. It's absolutely solid, you know?
Well, yeah. And that's the type of people that you want around anyways. I know I don't understand like the trolls that are out there, you know, their entire day is to come into a stream and just try to shit on someone that is doing this to entertain, man. Like how is that your level of thinking of I just want to go in and be a fucking asshole?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've never understood that mentality.
Yeah, I don't either. The best I can ever think of is like just super bored little kids. Honestly, like super bored little kid. Hey, watch this, Tommy. You're fat. Fucking idiot. Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't even entertain that shit, you know, later. You know, some kid came in my chat actually not too long ago, about a month ago or so, maybe. And he was like, so how many cheeseburgers or did you is there any leftover cheeseburgers, or did you eat them all there, big guy? And I was like, well, your mom brought over 6. I ate 3, and I was going to save the other 3 for tomorrow, but she's going to come over tomorrow and make me a fucking sandwich. So I ate the 3 instead. So I had 6. And I fucking banhammered him. I said, your mom's gonna be here tomorrow to make me a fucking sandwich, man. So I ate all 6 today. You know, and just little shit like that. Or normally I won't even, if I think I can get some comic relief out of it, I'll address it and then ban him. But more times than not, I'm usually not even addressing it. I'm hitting the banhammer, you know. But every now and then I like to let chat have a good laugh. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you know, it's one of those things, you know, sometimes you just can't help it. You know, you got to get your little jab in there, you know, and then, you know, bob and weave, throw that left hook, you know, and then step on out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude, I remember there was a time when, like I said, when I was in trouble with my DUI thing and all I did was pretty much stream. There was a time where I had trolls come in. I didn't have to do a fucking thing. Like they would say something in chat, and before I could even read it, my chat was lighting them up.
Yeah, my chat does not play that shit. Feeling. Yeah, that's great. Because my regulars that are here all the time, they know. And not only do they know and understand how I feel about certain things, but they know that I'm all about the comfort level and their comfort level here. So they're used to, at this point, what fits and what does not fit. And if you come in here not fitting the bill, they're going to eat your ass alive. Right. Dude. They're going to chew you up and spit you out. You know what I mean? Every time. Every single time. So, you know, I don't know. Some people out there, man, they got like these troll walls and stuff like that, you know, and somebody gets banned and they put their name on it. Bro, I'm not putting that kind of work into some trolls, man. Just get out of here and go on to the next one, dude, because this is not the place. You're going to get no laughs. You're going to get no rise. You're going to get nothing out of anyone here. So you are literally wasting fucking oxygen and time, dude. Get carried on somewhere else. You don't know. I'm too old for that shit. You know?
Yeah, I had one fucking guy come in, just talk shit. And I was like, you know what, man? Like, this is what it is. I'm not giving you my fucking time. My mod at the time just fucking banned him. All of a sudden, he comes back. My name on there was JonnyG 1246. He comes back with JonnyG 1256. And it's like, come on, bro. Like, honestly, you really think I don't know who you are? You were just trying to fuck with me.
Right.
And right away, chat lit him up again. And my fucking mod banned him. He used to be really fucking good. Like, anytime, I couldn't even read it half the time. It was already deleted. Like, someone would come in and, like, say a word that I don't want in my chat or say some kind of hateful comment, and I couldn't even read it. I was like, oh, what the fuck do you say? And he had to DM me what he said, and I was like, what a little asshole.
Yeah. There are some little sons of bitches out there, man. There really is. There really
you're right,
is.
too. They're probably all, I would say they're probably in the age range of maybe 12, 16 years old, maybe even younger.
Yes, I would say 16 at best. You know what I mean? Most of them are going to be the younger ones, you know. And you know, and it's just, you know, they get bored, I guess, you know what I mean? Or, you know, part of me almost, I don't know. There's part of me that feels bad, right? Or that maybe wants to feel bad for people like that, because it's like, I don't like the thought of knowing that there's people out there who don't have friends, you know, and for stupid ass reasons. I mean, we've all grown up and went to school, and we know how growing up, how hard that shit can be. You know what I mean?
Right.
So for, so for the kids that get bullied and picked on, who knows what damn reason, maybe they're just a little awkward. Maybe they're just a little nerdy. Maybe they don't dress like everybody else does. Maybe they're not, what everybody else considers to be good looking. If I get people that are acting like assholes and that's why they're an asshole, I almost wish that I had some way to know and to get through to those people and let them know that you have a place here. Mm-hmm. Are you a fucking nerd? Come hang out. We're all nerds. Right. You know, are you a little funky looking? That's okay. I'm fucking fat. Come hang out with us. You know what I'm saying? like what? It doesn't matter. Come on. You have a place here. If you're respectful and you want to meet some people to play some games and just hang out and have a place to be spoken to like an actual human being, come on in here. Act like a real human being. Don't be a troll. Don't say goofy shit. Come in here and speak. You have a place to call home. You know what I mean? And but unfortunately, you have no way to know who's who. You got no way to pull certain people out and be like, hey, why are you a jerk off? Do you get picked on? Calm down, man. Come in here and have a good time. But you can never do that. I hope over the years and through different social media, being a streamer, I hope that maybe that word gets out through anything. I'm on TikTok and and all the other socials, and I'll be doing YouTube myself here soon, and hopefully it just gets out, and people know that, hey man, that guy seems pretty cool, man. I gotta, hey, I feel like that. I feel like somebody who doesn't have a place to hang out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Let me go see what this is about. And like I said, as long as you come in here and you don't act like an ass, you have a place to call home. It's
that's the one thing that
simple.
COVID kind of worries me on that, of like how kids nowadays, they don't have the human interaction, like the physical interaction. It's all social media now. It's all, through a Zoom call. That scares the fuck out of me.
Well, and here's the other side to that. And it's one of, I would say, probably one of the bigger tips, right, that I could give to to streamers. And the one thing to remember is that unless you you get to know someone in your community like really, really well, maybe you guys are Facebook friends, you guys talk and text on the phone, unless you guys are really, 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 really close, you never really know all the people in your community that well, right? You just know what goes on in chat. You might know that he got a house, he got a car, he got a dog, his goldfish died, his whatever, a tree fell down in his yard. Yeah, you might know things like that, but you really don't know about that person. And you never know who in your chat might have no one in real life.
Correct.
You don't know. You literally don't know on when those names pop up in there. 98% of the people that are in your chat, you just don't know.
In their eyes, man, you could be their best friend.
That's the thing, is that you by being like myself a very interactive streamer with chat, right? Someone who respects his community and wants to be involved with his community best I can. That's huge to some people, because some people, man, they live their life and maybe they work a job, maybe they don't because of maybe just whatever they might have going on, or a disability or whatever it is. You literally might be all that person has. You might be that person's only outlet. You might be the only human interaction that person has. You literally never know. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that is that's a big deal, and I think people need to, streamers especially, need to keep that in mind. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people out there playing video games, a lot of people doing things. I don't go to a live stream to watch a video game being played. If I wanted to watch, gameplay, I'll go to YouTube. Apex Legends high tier gameplay, and I'll watch people slay out all day long. There's more hours of videos like that on YouTube than you could think of watching in a lifetime, right? I go to a live stream because I want to feel a connection with the streamer. And not only do I want to feel that, that like there's a reason to be there, but that there's a reason to stay. Is this someone I can talk to on a daily basis when I pop in and I say, hey, what's up, man? How's your day? Are they going to answer me? Are they going to ask me how my day was? Do they give a shit how my day was or what was going on? If I tell them I got a new car, do they give a shit that I got a new car? If I tell them my grandfather died, does he care my grandfather died? Like, you know what I mean? Like little things like that, I think are a bigger picture that a lot of people really don't see. You know what I mean? I don't think a lot of people really understand some of what some people are looking for. You know what I mean? Some people pop into a stream and don't want to be bothered. You know what I mean? I mean, I have people that are legit accounts that aren't even following me, but they're here every single day, every day. You know, and that's
why I love smaller streamers, is because when you look at those big streamers, like Ninja or Shroud or Tim or anyone like that, that chat goes so fucking fast.
It's crazy.
And if you're a streamer, a smaller community streamer, it's nice that you can catch chat. You can catch up on it if you have to, even if it's going a little fast. You can say, hey, give me a minute, so I'm going to catch up on chat here.
Right.
To have that interaction, then they feel like they're part of the community. Other than you're typing something and you're crossing your fingers and just hoping to God that maybe they see your fucking comment.
Yeah, right. And the best you can really hope for too at that point is, you're hoping that your community at that point, when it gets that big, you're really hoping that your core community is so solid at that point that people are just comfortable, right? People understand, like when they go into Tim's chat, people know 9 out of 10, he's going to miss 9 out of 10 things said in the chat. Right? It's literally impossible to go back and catch every single, you can't do it. Not and play a video game or something at the same time. Even staring at chat the whole time, you can't keep up with the chat that's scrolling faster than you can read it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So guys like that, I see where like Shroud, Tim sometimes, where they will take a few minutes and go back through, not so much chat, but at least like donos, maybe some highlighted messages, maybe things of that nature. That's the one thing that honestly scares the shit out of me about potentially being bigger one day.
I feel like you're not having that connection with your community.
Yeah. And honestly, that scares me. It really does. Because I don't consider myself to be somebody here to play video games and have you watch. I'm here to interact with you. Ideally, that's where the fun in this is for me. I play the games in the background because it's something other to watch than this old man. You know what I'm saying? So plus you guys get to see the excitement or the rage of me getting killed or having a squad wipe or doing something cool or doing something dumb. You know what I mean? So there's that end of it. But yeah, it's like, I actually thought about that one day and I was like, you know what I might end up having to do is my core community, right? Whether that be come that time 75, 100, whatever it is, I might actually have to run like 2 chats almost and direct having like an invite only Discord for the OGs of the channel, right?
Right.
So I can have 2 chats up. One I know is going to be the OGs, the ones that'll understand if God forbid I do miss something. And have it that way so the people who have been with me since day one and who support the shit out of me and who are always here, always have a tab open, always hanging out, always talking, I can see them. I can also pay attention to the other chat best I can if it's moving, but I'll be able to see and recognize who followed. Oh, I saw that guy yesterday. Oh, I see. Oh man, this guy's been here every day for the last couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? And then those people can, at one point or another, then get added to the OGs. You know what I'm saying? Because then you've told me that you understand that I can't be perfect at that point, but I do want to. Ideally, I want to be able to talk to you and answer you. You know what I mean? And then there's just that line where it's just when somebody like Tim. If you had 30,000 people in there and he said, okay, anybody who has a legitimate question for me, ask me now. Out of 30K, he's going to have minimum 15K that want to answer to a question. Right. Want to know how do you answer 15,000 questions? You can't. Yep. It can't be done. You know what I mean? So, and I think people understand that. But again, my core crew that'll be there and who has been there, I want to do whatever I have to do to make sure that they are not lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And there will be room
there from the beginning.
And I will absolutely add to that once people have shown that they're here and they show support and that they're always hanging out. There will always be room to add people. But at that point, you have proven yourself and you understand. You know what I'm saying? But out of 10,000 people, if there's 500 in the OG category, that's a lot easier to try to keep up with than thousands. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, I burn myself out if I ever hit that point, which, like I said, I'm not going to be a full-time streamer. That's not why I do it. I would burn myself out because I would say, hey, I'm sorry if I missed you in chat, but feel free. You can message me on Discord, message me on Instagram.
Right.
I would literally sit up all night and try to answer every single thing that I can.
I've been there with people that I have missed that I saw come in and, hey, Reap, what's going on, man? I hope you're having a good stream. How's the games going? And somehow I miss it. And I feel so bad that I missed it. I'm actually tracking this person down either on Twitch in their, to whisper them, or I'm searching their name out in different routes of socials to try to find that person.
Yep.
Because I'm like, hey, man, I saw that you followed and said what's up. I am so sorry that I missed you, man. I normally don't. I hope to see you come back through, or I'll catch them on a whisper or something. They're like, oh, it's no problem, man. I understand. Yeah, I'll definitely come back through. But yeah, that's the type of person I am, man. I've tracked people down to tell them that I'm sorry that I missed you in chat. You know,
I'm
like
turning into a private investigator. I'm gonna fucking hunt your ass down to make sure I talk to you.
You know, because even though mods, you know, hey, you know, people follow, and that the mods are like, hey, thank you for the follow. Like you're being addressed, but ideally, when somebody follows, they would like the streamer to be able to address that. Hey, right. Johnny, thank you for the follow, man. I appreciate you. Hope you're having a good day, man. Welcome. You know, like some people just look for that. You know, it makes them feel like, oh, okay, damn, I was spoken to. Holy shit! I have people come in here that are like, you know, they follow and they're like, hey, you know, how are you today? You know, and I see the follow, man, and I'm hitting damn buttons for him and shit. I'm like, oh shit, we got it. There he is. What's up, my guy? Thanks for that follow. You know, we're hitting horns on him and shit, and we're like, yo, welcome to the crew, man. I appreciate you for that follow, man. I hope you're having a great day. And they're like, holy shit, I just followed 6 other streamers and I only got a hello, thank you from one of them. Right. And they're like, you're giving me all that, and like they're like, holy shit, man, I'm staying. You know,
well, and then it helps too. Like the community also is also welcoming them in, not just you, correct. Everybody in chat.
Exactly, and that's what I try to get people to know, because I know from being in chats of other streamers, sometimes it can be a little intimidating. You know, like when you're not one of the regulars, you're like, man, do I say something, or is somebody gonna shit on me for saying something? Like, am I not one of the cool kids? Like. And I want people to know that, look, if you're here, you're already sexy. You know what I'm saying? Once you hit that follow button, your sexiness level increased by 25.5%. You know what I'm saying? So, and everybody is sexy in this bitch. So chat it up. You know what I mean? Because nobody's clicky like that here, you know? And
go hit on that girl that you had a crush on. That right, fucking gonna find you sexy now.
Remember that girl that you passed up at Starbucks? Go back there right now and let her know that you hit the follow button.
Yeah, now you're fucking sexy. Instant and now she's date. Gonna want you.
God, imagine if it was that easy.
Oh, I know. Life would be awesome.
Follow the InkedReaper, you're married the next day.
That would be a fucking interesting thing to have. Good sometimes. Like, oh yeah, I fucking follow this guy, man. You know, now you want to get married?
You'd be like, what was that? Good Luck Chuck? Was that movie where the guy that? Cook? Yeah, where every girl he dated ended up leaving him but getting married.
Yeah. I think that's what it was. No, I think you had to sleep with him, didn't you? Did you?
He slept with him, and then they would leave him, and then find like the love of their life and get married and shit or something. Yeah, so it'd be like that, man. They'd be coming in here, following InkedReaper, hang out for a little bit, get a shout out, and then boom, next day married. I'd have 12 million followers by tomorrow.
Oh fuck yeah, for sure.
The marriage rate would spike in the U.S.
Yeah, children rate too, dude. Way too many fucking
childbirths.
Now, who would you say? Who would you say personally? Like before you even started streaming, like who is one person you really looked up to
in the streaming world?
Yeah, in the streaming world.
So here's the funny part. I never really watched streamers. As big of a gamer as I was, I never really watched streamers, right? Okay. It was weird. I never really did. I would say I started kind of paying attention to the world of streaming. Like now there was YouTubers that I followed because of certain games that I played. And really even that, I would say that I really didn't get into really watching a lot of YouTube for gaming until I would say the first two YouTubers were Call of Duty YouTubers. And it was Elite Shot, Call of Duty fanboy, and the Exclusive Ace. Who did all like the breakdowns of like weapons and damage ranges and damage fall off and everything that you wanted to know about different weapon loadouts and attachments in Call of Duty. Exclusive Ace is who you went to go see that, right? And Drifter did a lot of stuff with that too. I did watch some Drifter, but mainly exclusive Ace. And then when I wanted to watch gameplay, it was Elite Shot. But I never made a Twitch. I never made one to go follow. Like I watched on YouTube because I was never looking for interaction like that. You know what I'm saying? Plus, in the back of my mind, when I would watch them on YouTube and I understood that they were also a lot of times live streaming somewhere, I'm like, what am I going to do? Go in and say hello so they don't see it, and then they don't say hello back? You know what I mean? They catch one out of every 100. You're like, what's the sense? You know? And not because it was anything against them. I understood that, okay, these guys are big YouTubers or streamers, and they can't keep up like that. It's just the way it is. You know, you can't stop and say hello to everyone and do what you're doing. So it just never really like crossed my mind to go watch a live stream. Like there was really no reason for me, right? And I guess it'd just roll really just kind of right into like when I decided and I started thinking about streaming. I would say that I pretty much went from who I watched on YouTube, and I looked up those people's, Twitch names. By that time, I was into playing Destiny really, really hard. So I followed on Twitch, Miss 5000 Watts, Dr. Lupo, Broman, Gathalion. A lot of Destiny players were the first Twitch streamers that I really, that I was really following. Triple Wreck. Those were some of the, Destiny was the first game where I felt like, okay, like I felt intertwined in this world, right? Of gaming. And that seemed to be part of it, right? Because everybody had these little tips and secrets and tricks and little things. And so you kind of wanted to be where anybody was at that time to help learn what was going on in the game. You know what I mean? And to help direct you a little bit. So, and then by the time that I actually decided to start streaming, I would say that if there was a couple that really stood out to me, was Tim the Tap Man was definitely one of them.
Good old Timmy.
Yeah, I mean, how can you not fucking love that guy, right? Like, I mean,
know, dude.
Tim the Tap Man. Like, how do you not like Tim the Tap Man?
Right.
And at the time, Ninja.
Okay.
And a lot of people hate on the poor guy now. But I mean, that's what it is, But early Ninja, right? Like early Fortnite Ninja.
Yeah, that's why I think a lot of people hate on ninjas, because
he's not the same ninja
back in the day.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, and this is the one thing that people I think need to understand too, right? And a lot of people just they're not gonna get it, or they refuse to get it. But I'm a grown ass man, right? I understand life and change. Okay. So this guy goes from being, Ninja was pretty well known, right? A pro player, YouTube, and all of a sudden gets thrown into this, the Fortnite scene, and went to another stratosphere with that shit. So not only was he really good at the game, not only was he pulling off crazy trick shots and all kinds of nutty shit, he was an absolute nutbag when he did, which was super fun to watch. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would watch Ninja just to wait for him to do something cool. So just to see him jump out of his chair and do some kind of funky dance or, scream, you know what I mean? Get out of here, shitter, woo! Something just wacky, because I'm that way. I see myself, like I'm that kind of fucking idiot. You know what I mean? In a good way. So it was really, really fun to watch him. And then Dr. Lupo, becoming, part of that whole thing, and Tim the Tap Man, all of them together. So yeah, I mean, I would have to say that by the time I started streaming, the two that I really kind of looked at were Tim and Ninja. And again, I wasn't somebody that sat and watched streamers for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and really had one that I would say that I looked up to. But by the time I started streaming and paid attention at all, it was probably those two. And Tim was definitely one of those because my fiance was a mod for Tim.
Okay.
Tim follows her on her Twitch, and her Twitter still follows her. I'm jealous. She was a mod for him for a long time before he was where he's at now.
Right.
She used to be one of his top gifters and one of those in the click kind of mods. You know what I'm saying? She was one of them. So that's kind of what originally had turned me on, to Tim, and then, after watching any stream, no matter what he was doing for 5 minutes, you were hooked, you were like, oh shit. And then on top of it, you realize I kind of look like that guy, like a little more heavy set, bald, and then, and you're like, whoa. And then you watch some of the things that they do and you're like, whoa, I kind of do some of those same things, and it's funny to see. And then once I started streaming, then people are coming in. They're like, yo, you look like Tim Tatman. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, here it comes. I'm like, no, man, but it's nutty. It is kind of nutty, but yeah, it would be those two. It would be Ninja and Tim were probably the main two that I would say that I was really watching and paying attention to, when I was going to start streaming.
It's crazy to hear you say that you started watching gameplay of Call of Duty, and I see you mostly play Apex and not Warzone. Why Apex over Warzone?
So there's a couple of main things that come into Warzone being the deal. Now you're right, and I was always a Call of Duty guy, strictly Call of Duty, nothing else. Why I don't play Warzone is because one big reason is hackers.
Yeah.
Because of it being cross-plat with PC, I feel that I'd be putting time into a game that when I get beat by someone or shot, I'll never know, did that person outplay me? Did they get a good shot on me? Or did they cheat to take me out of the game? You know what I mean? And that luck factor is kind of what turns me off of the game. I do play it now and then. If I've got a certain group together to play with, I will go play. But I never have like plans of winning or anything like in mind. I play it for the lulz. You know what I mean? The other thing that turns me off about it on console is the fact that I have no field of view adjustment.
Okay.
So, for some reason, when I play Warzone, I feel like I'm looking through this tube, like a tunnel, and I feel like choked off from being able to see the rest of the surroundings, and it drives me crazy.
It's crazy on Warzone too how blatant people are on cheating, and all they have to do is create another account and that's it.
Yeah, and some make it so obvious too. It's nutty, but I don't know, man. I would love to see the community for Warzone, however, get cleaned up, honestly, or something done with servers where instead of being cross-plat all around, you have the option to be cross-console or cross-plat all the way. You know what I mean? So that way, if you do have a PC friend and you want to go and screw around, the option's there. But if you don't play with any PC people and you play with console guys and only console guys, you can set it to only be cross console. You know what I mean?
And you can do that in Apex, right? You can just set it up to where you only want to play with console.
I think as far as that goes, if you have a PC person in your lobby, you are automatically in your party, you are automatically in PC lobbies.
Okay.
But if it's just you like me on Xbox, my buddy on Xbox, and we pick up a random and he's on PlayStation, we are only in console lobbies at that point. That's the way I've understood that it is. If you have a PC person in your party, you are in PC lobbies. If you are all console in your party, you are only in console lobbies.
Okay.
Which is great.
I never knew that I thought you could turn that off in Warzone, but apparently I guess
Warzone, you actually have to have crossplay enabled just to be able to play Warzone.
Oh, that's fucking nutty.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's because of like servers, and trying to have a bit. But as far as I'm concerned, the player pool for Warzone is huge. It's plenty big enough to be able to separate those who do not want to play with PC players. You could leave them with console and it'd be fine. I'll be honest with you, even if you told me that wait times would be a little bit longer than normal, I would still prefer it, because then at least when I'm in the game, I know that if I get beat, I got beat because I made a bad move, or I just ran into someone better, or someone got a really great shot, or whatever it was. I don't have to go, wow, I was breaking my ass in that game. I was doing really well, had a lot of damage, had 10 kills, and I'm in 6th place. And then all of a sudden this was a little, I don't know, it seemed a little sus. You know what I'm saying? I jumped off a hill, slid under a truck, and I got sniped in the eye, from 600 meters, bro. You know what I mean? Like, so having to worry about cheaters is really what keeps me off of Warzone. As far as maining Apex, as aggravating as that damn game can be sometimes, there's nothing like it.
It's definitely its own fucking
game plays like that game plays. The pace of that game is nutty. It really is. It's nutty. Almost too nutty sometimes with the third parties and everything else. But just the movement in that game is so smooth. It's so fast. It's real. Like they really did. I don't think there's better out there. Their pinging system is next to none, right? I mean, their pinging system is probably the best ping system I've ever seen in a game, right? Easy.
That actually turned me on to Apex.
Yeah, I mean, super, super easy to use. Just bananas, man. Yeah, and it's just the pace of the game is really just unreal. The time to kill, like everything for the most part just seems to kind of work. Overall, there are some things that need touched, that need tuned, some turned up, some down. You're going to have that in games, but overall being fair, it is overall a pretty well balanced game considering everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's just nothing like it, man. There's just nothing that feels like that game. Nothing.
Yeah, I can agree with you on that. Well, we're a little bit of an hour and a half here. I know you have a stream coming up, dude. So I just want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Like I said, I wanted you from the get-go because I love who you are as a person. You're very interactive. You're always interactive with chat. I love watching you as well.
I appreciate
so thank you
man.
so much for coming and chilling, dude. I hope you go kick some ass, and I'm gonna get this uploaded as well. And I'll probably be swinging into chat here a little bit later on today. Then
sounds good, man. Yeah, Johnny, I appreciate you. You asking me to be on, and I'm definitely down, man. For any time if you ever want to do something, man. If you want to. Anything you want to talk about, a TV show, you want to do some conspiracy theory shit, man, look, hit me up, let me know. I'll go do some research, man. I have no problem getting together. I love doing stuff like this. So if you ever want to, team up now and then and go over some things and bounce ideas and stuff back and forth, I'm always down. I definitely appreciate you taking the time, man, and having me on. And for my chat, do me a favor, man. You guys see the link in chat? That is my boy right there. Look, he's been riding with me since pretty close to day one streaming chat. He was one of the first people to help me technically figuring some stuff out for the stream, like overlays and stuff. Like I'm going back a minute, chat. So that's my man, JonnyG right there. He streams, he's getting his YouTube thing, going to be kicking off. So guys, please, you guys see the link right there. click on that link for his YouTube, exclamation SID, Streamers in Depth. It's exclamation SID in chat. Click that. It'll take you right to there. Doesn't cost you anything, man. Just hit the button on that subscribe and be sure to check it out. You know, if you guys want to pass this video along or share it with anybody. I know that some of you have probably heard some things about the InkedReaper for the first time today. So, you know, if you want to share that with anybody who you know might have missed it, feel free, you know, share, send some other people to that YouTube channel. You know, share the love, chat. You guys know how we do. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's my homie JonnyG, chat, you know? So we share that love, baby. We share the love. So make sure you guys, please hit that sub button and let's help them, man. Like we do everybody else. Let's get it up off the ground, you know? Let's do it. I
appreciate that, man. I appreciate that a lot. And like I said, I'll be hopping into chat for sure. As soon as I get this uploaded and everything. So I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely, man. I appreciate you having me again. And I'll holler at you in a little bit.
Sounds good.
All right, brother.
All right. So I stopped recording now. So just make sure when you send me in our little chat every single social media that you want in there.
Okay.
That way I can get that uploaded because you have what? TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and obviously your Twitch as well.
Yeah. Yep. And all of them are, everything is at InkedReaper X. All of them.
Okay.
They're all the same.
Yep. Just make sure send all the links and I'll just copy and paste it so everything is correct.
Okay. Sounds good, man.
I appreciate it, dude.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you.
I'll talk to you later.
All right, brother.
All right, peace.
All right, chat. Hold on. All right. See if I can figure out what I did here. Hold on. All right. Let's see. All right, let's see. We got to figure out what I did here, chat. For some reason, when I go adding all different, when I try to add my device like back in, for some damn reason, chat, it does weird stuff. And I don't know why. Let's see something. See, I don't know why that's like that. Because it should be on this group here, chat. And I don't understand why it's not. And I don't understand why that's there. Huh. I'm hoping, chat, that I don't need to, I might, see something. Yeah, see, my full cam, like my group cam is gone. And I don't understand why that is, chat. I might actually need to, I might need to reset. This is on the live. I don't know why. I don't know what this is down here. Oh, I do know what that is. Okay, never mind. Why it's coming through there, though, I don't know. Let's see here, chat. Oh, that's probably why. All right, so that is there. And then this for this. All right, hold on, chat. Let's see. The greatest part about this chat is I didn't screw with this at all. So I'm not completely understanding why it would have switched my other cameras. Like, I don't understand why at all. But what is this one? That's 1, 2. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I don't know, Blitz. Chat, give me you guys are gonna have to give me a minute. I'm gonna try I'm wondering if it's because I was running on 2 different things at once. So I might just need to restart OBS. So you guys just give me a minute. Let me restart it and then we'll get it figured out. So just give me a couple minutes and we'll get it back up.